right, well, our next guest has some serious concerns with the bill under consideration. Dick Woodruff is Senior Vice President for Federal Affairs for the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Not many people, as I understand it, have had a chance to see the detail of this bill. Have you, and what are your concerns with it?
Well, thank you, Hannah. I'm glad to be with you today. We have seen the bill, but only in the last few hours, at least the latest version of it. And we have great concerns that it will lead to many, many patients with pre-existing conditions, including cancer patients, not being able to afford insurance or even to get insurance.
From the outside looking in, from me here in the UK, where of course we do have a National Health Service and we have done since the end of the Second World War, many people will be curious as to why Americans are so divided over this issue of healthcare. Is it a general understanding that healthcare should not be a universal right within the country?
I don't believe that's the case. I think there is a lack of consensus really about how to get people health insurance. You know, there are conservatives who believe that it's not appropriate for the government to be involved. But the experience here has shown that if there isn't at least some partnership between the private market and government with some rules established, that sick people can't get insurance. And if you look at the history before the Affordable Care Act was passed in 2010, you had a private insurance market that was selling a product that could not be accessed by the people who needed it the most. People who were sick, people who had pre-existing conditions simply couldn't buy insurance. They were either priced out of the market, or those plans weren't available to them, or the only plans they could buy didn't cover their pre-existing condition. And so the current law, which is now being repealed by the House, put in place some government controls to make sure that people would have insurance that covered their needs and would have subsidies that enabled them to buy the insurance.
And that is the key phrase, isn't it? The pre-existing conditions. This is what scuppered the Republicans' last attempt to try and get a bill through Congress. From what I think you just said just then, and correct me if I'm wrong, this new bill does cover people with pre-existing conditions, people like who suffer from cancer, of course, who you represent in your organization.
Well, that's a debatable point. The Republicans say it do, and the Democrats say it doesn't. And you know, what they're doing in this bill actually is setting up a potential patchwork where certain states can get a waiver to opt out of requiring insurers to cover people with all pre-existing conditions. So we are really returning to a situation that existed prior to 2010, where if you live in one state, you might be covered, but if you live in another, you may not. You know, it shouldn't depend on where you live as to whether or not you're able to get the health care you need.
Are you alarmed at all about how this bill has come about? We've been waiting for some sort of repeal and replacement of Obamacare for some time, of course, and expecting that. But this particular bill does seem to have crept up on Congress, and not that many people have been privy to the detail of it. Is that breaking with protocol?
Well, I think this is the way Congress works sometimes when they have a hard time finding an agreement. And the real issue here is that the folks who are out of power during President Obama's administration have promised their base that they would repeal Obamacare the minute they got power, and now they feel compelled to do it. The problem is they've been saying that for 6 or 7 years and never really came to any agreement among themselves on what the alternative would be. So for the past 3 months, they've been struggling and debating and negotiating with themselves about how to come up with a plan. There's a substantial number of moderate Republicans who are deeply concerned about the pre-existing conditions issue and the affordability issues. But now it seems that in the last few days, a number of amendments have been created and developed and negotiated behind the scenes that have peeled off enough votes for them to be able to get it to the House floor and likely get it, passed through the House today. That bill then, of course, will go to the Senate, where it's going to be practically dead on arrival and renegotiated before there's a final product. And that's just sort of the way things work here in the United States. There are a lot of people involved, and eventually, hopefully, we get to a consensus product that, from our perspective,
hopefully we do.
Pardon me?
Yeah, we're looking at live pictures from the House at the moment. That debate is still ongoing. We are expecting, of course, a vote in the next couple of hours. The latest we're hearing, Dick, is that the Republicans think they've got this vote through by around two votes. So we'll keep covering that. Dick Woodruff is with the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Hannah.